Most of the pain that you're experiencing comes from your own reaction. People behaved away with you, and then you sat with it, you thought of it, and you reacted in a way with it. Maybe you didn't show the reaction on the face, but within the mind, you reacted to that statement, to that behavior in a particular way. And that is what affects the most. The way you react to it. If the reaction was, they said something to like that, but it never came to me because I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm none of these things. I am the ultimate form of consciousness, so I don't care where it went to. At least I know the fact that it didn't reach me. So I don't care. If that was your reaction, then that is pure blissfulness and that is peace. And I am grateful that you are having this reaction. But if the reaction was, why did they react to me in this, why did they behave with me in this way, I didn't deserve this, or slowly you start thinking, do I deserve this, I think I deserve this, that is why they behaved with me this way. If that is your reaction, then things are getting wrong. But don't worry, because they can be brought back to the peaceful, blissful state again. People react, people behave in a certain way with you, but the way you react to it, the way you react to it within, because I'll tell you, we are thinking something within, but on the surface you can change it. So suppose someone told you something and you're feeling bad on the surface, but on the face you can show, yeah, I didn't mind. But then you think that you cannot show the pain on the face because then you might be embarrassed in front of them. And that is what hurts the most. To avoid reacting negatively to their behaviors within, reacting to that to yourself, not to them, to avoid reacting that in a negative way with yourself, you need a calm mind. A mind that knows that it's none of the things it thinks it is. A mind that knows that whatever they said or whatever way they behaved can never reach you because you are the ultimate form of consciousness. Never can such a minor thing reach the divine. And a mind that knows that is a calm mind. Because that mind knows who it is. That is a calm mind. And the process of attaining a calm mind is not something very instant. It takes you months. For me, it took me so many months. I won't even say I have a very calm mind right now. I'm still working on it, but I have a lot more calmer mind than previously. Right now, if you listen very carefully, there are birds chirping around me. If this was me a few months back, I would have been annoyed. Oh, why are the birds always chirping? It's so much of noise and everything. And now my dog left the door open. And if it was me from a few months back, I would have been so mad. But I just looked towards the door and I saw a room and I saw the floor and there were dust particles falling on the floor that looked like golden powder because of the sun rays. And then that made me feel so happy. Now I'm looking at the veranda and normally the door is open, so there is a lot of light coming. It would hit my eyes, I would get annoyed. But right now, I cannot see any greenery right now. I can literally see a huge bed sheet hanging over there. But the way the bed sheet is moving due to the wind feels very calming. When you get a calm mind, everything around you that once annoyed you starts feeling like home, that starts feeling like calmness. You start feeling that calmness within yourself, you start feeling like yourself, you start feeling like, yes, I finally belong, not in others' perspectives, not anywhere, but within myself. And that is the power of a calm mind. A calm mind is a mind that knows who it is and a mind that knows what it is. To understand this better, we first need to understand what is a calm mind. A calm mind is not a mind without no thoughts. A mind can never have no thoughts. But a calm mind is a mind who knows. A calm mind is a mind that knows that it is none of the thing that the people around them is saying they are, and it is none of the thing this body thinks it is. A calm mind knows that it is none of them. A calm mind knows that you are not your thoughts, your words, this body, whatever people are saying about you or whatever you think about yourself, you are none of it. A calm mind knows that. A calm mind knows who it is. A calm mind knows that you are the eternal ultimate form of pure consciousness, of shapeless consciousness, which we also call Shiva. So you are Shiva. Shiva doesn't mean idol, it doesn't mean a statue, no, it doesn't. Its literal meaning of the term Shiva is pure, shapeless form of consciousness. And that is what a soul is. You are actually the pure, shapeless form of consciousness. You are that. You're not this body, you're not the thoughts, you just took refuge in it. You are that. And I'll give a reference, that is, you see the sky, and sometimes the sky is stormy, the sky is dull, and suppose we are looking at the sky and we say, the sky is so stormy and the sky is so dull, the sky is so dark, it looks ugly. But is it really the sky that is dull? Is it really the sky that is stormy? Is it really the sky that is dark, or is it the clouds? It's never the sky. The sky is not changed. The sky doesn't change its colors. The sky doesn't appear in different forms. It's always the clouds. The clouds are just passing by. The clouds are dark. The clouds are dull. And now you are forgetting the fact that it's not the sky that is dull. It is always the clouds. And you are the sky. These clouds are your thoughts. The things you think you are, these clouds are those. They are not you. You are the sky. They are just passing by. The sky just stays there. It's eternal. It has not changed. And the things that appear in the sky is not the sky. The darkness, the dullness, or the light even, or anything that you see in the sky, that's not the sky, that's the cloud. Or it's the sun and the moon and the stars that are appearing in the sky. They are not the sky. They are passing by the sky, they are appearing in the sky, but they are not the sky. Similarly, you are not your thoughts. You are not who you think you are. You're not this body, you're not this person. You're none of it. A calm mind is a quiet space inside you, not an empty space. It's a quiet space, a space that's undisturbed. Not undisturbed by the world, I mean that world will disturb you, but a space that knows that it is not disturbed by the world. A space that doesn't consider itself disturbed, that doesn't let itself get disturbed by the world. That is what a calm mind is. But now that we know what a calm mind is, another very important question comes up, that is how to attain a calm mind. How to get a calm mind? There are 3 practices to get a calm mind. The very first one is stop trying to control your thoughts, or which can also be called as Sakshi Bhava. Calmness is a natural state of your mind. You are thinking that how do I get calm, or how do I become calm? Calmness is not something you have to work on to achieve, or calmness is not something you have to give to achieve. No. Calmness is something that you have to undo, because the calmness is, to attain calmness, you have to undo. You don't have to give something to achieve that calmness. A calmness is already within you. A calm mind is your natural state. It's just the noise of the surrounding, everything that you are considering as yourself, everything that you are letting take over your thoughts, everything that you are letting control you. Those noises, they are just forming a layer upon the calmness and fading that calmness away. And that is why we think that calmness is something that we have to work to achieve. No, calmness is there within you. A calm mind is what your natural state is. You just have to undo the noise to get to that calmness. So the Sakshi Bhava, this is what it means. It means don't fight a thought. Stop trying to control your thoughts. You cannot control a thought. In my last to last video, I said the more you try not to think of a cherry blossom tree, the more your mind will think of it. So that is what Sakshi Bhava means. It means that just become the witness. The ancient yogis who went to the mountains, they didn't have to give something to achieve that calmness. They just had to undo all the noise, because the calmness is your natural state. It is there within you. You don't have to work or worry or do something to achieve that. You just have to undo all the noises and know the fact that the thoughts that are coming in your mind are not you, and just be the witness. And the second practice is let go of the need to be understood. Most of the pain, most of the chaos in your mind is caused because you're trying to explain yourself, trying to prove yourself, or trying to do something so that people accept you or people approve of you. But the Vedanta, especially the Advaita Vedanta, states that you are not your image, you are not your reputation, and you are not your roles. It states these things and still you do that. Now you are so worried about everything, about trying to prove yourself, or about your life, about worrying about next day, what you will do next day, or what you will do in 10 years, or what you will do in 5 years, or what you have done. You're panicking, thinking continuously about that. Now imagine suppose your life is of 80 years or 90 years. Let's take 80 years. A life of 80 years filled with wanting, building, explaining, and panic, unsatisfaction, and anger, filled with all these things. A life of 80 years, from the moment you are born in the hospital, from your first breath as a newborn, from your first breath as a newborn to an old woman or an old man. Life filled with noise, wanting more, and thinking nothing is enough, and building everything, panicking, trying to explain yourself to others, wanting others' approval, everything for 80 years. A life of 80 years. All of these things for 80 years will be burned to ashes within 3 hours. When I thought of it, started looking at it this way, I was like, why am I even caring? Why do I even care? They approve, to hell with them. They don't approve, to hell with them. Who cares? 80 years of life. You building an image, you putting up with your roles, you trying to get approval, you trying to explain yourself, you trying to give yourself up to become more acceptable, or building something, building a you that is never you. A life of 80 years filled with all these. All this will be burned to ashes within 3 hours, or be buried within minutes. 80 years of breathing, 80 years of wanting, 80 years of trying to explain yourself, 80 years of building a you that is never you will be burned to ashes within 3 hours. What are you so scared of? What are you worrying so much about? What are you hating right now? So a 80 years life filled with noise, filled with wanting more, filled with trying to explain yourself, filled with trying to build a character that is not you, will all be burned to ashes within 3 hours, or be buried within minutes. Then what are you crying about? If they are burning, or if they are burying, you are not ending. That's just this body that's ending. You are just beginning. And the more your mind understands this, believes it, and realizes it, the more calmer your mind will be. The more calm your mind becomes when people misunderstand you, the more powerful your mind is, or the more powerful you are. Because let people misunderstand you. Let them think whatever they want. They have the freedom to think, but why do you care about that? Whatever they think of you is not your job to maintain, not your job to think about, or not your job to explain to them that you are not this. It is not your job. Let them do whatever they want, let them think whatever they want. Who cares? After the 80 years of all the chaos, it will be burned to ashes within 3 hours, and that point of time you won't be wondering, I wish I would have explained this to her, I wish I would have done that, I wish I would have explained this to them, or I wish I would have kept up with my role, I would have maintained my role. No, you will never ever think of that. Your mind might be, but even right now, this body, this mind is telling you to explain yourself. But you, the real you don't want to explain yourself, you don't care to explain yourself. If you sit quietly, if you know yourself, if you try to sit and listen to yourself, you'll notice you don't want that, you don't care about that. It's just the surface, it's just the mind, it's just the body telling you to explain yourself. It's not you who is telling you to explain yourself. And the third practice is accepting discomfort without panic. So pain is not something to get rid of. Whenever pain comes, you should actually be glad, because even the ancient yogis used to say, even in our scriptures it's written that having pain should be celebrated. You should be glad that you are getting pain in your life, because this means that you're finally becoming better, or you're finally transforming into something better. that is why you should be happy to have pain in your life, not try to get rid of it. I'll tell you, so previously when I used to go to the place where I got my trauma from, every day I would come back from there and hold the balcony's grill and I'll cry. I'll just cry, I'll just look at the sky and I'll ask the sky to, and I'd beg the sky to take me away. But how I wish I would have understood the fact that that was me transforming into something better, because if that would have never happened, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I wouldn't be making videos, I wouldn't be writing, I wouldn't be doing any of the things I'm doing right now. Whenever pain comes in life ahead, you should be grateful and happy. In fact, pain is to be celebrated, that finally I'm getting a chance to be better, finally I'm being transformed into something better. Now that we know the three things, one of the most important question, another very important question pops up, that is, how do I maintain a calm mind? A calm mind, people think it's very difficult to maintain and all that, but no, a calm mind is very easy to maintain. But how do we maintain a calm mind? That is another question. So there are two very effective practices to do to maintain a calm mind and also to get a calm mind. If avoiding thoughts is very difficult for you, you can also do these two physical practices. That is, the first one is Trataka, which is turn all the lights off in a room, turn the fan off, light a candle, most preferably at your eye level or just a little bit below your eyes, and stare at the candle without blinking for as much as time you want, like till there are tears in your eyes. You look at the candle without blinking until there are tears in your eyes, and as soon as the tears appear in your eyes, slowly close your eyes and visualize that flame that you are staring at over here. Visualize that flame burning here, and you see that, and you focus over here, and then you will see slowly everything around you is going silent, it's turning calm. And doing this every night helps a lot. For me, I do it at night. You can do it at any time. The most preferable times are early morning and at night. So now number 2, the second practice is Akashadharana, which is also done not just for a calm mind but for detachment as well. This is actually used by ancient yogis in the Himalayas to detach themselves. So to do this, you have to first close your eyes, sit in any room is lighted up, dark, it doesn't matter. You just have to sit down and not focus on your breathing or on the flame or anything, but just visualize the area around you and it's all empty. There is nothing around you, it's just empty. So you can visualize just pure light around you and nothing. Suppose there is a sofa, there's a guitar, there's anything else. Don't imagine any of it. Just think that you're sitting here and around you is filled with nothing but emptiness. It's just empty. It's either filled with light or there is no light. For me, I visualize that I'm sitting and I'm surrounded by darkness, like night sky but with stars surrounding me, and I visualize nothing but just that. That helps a lot. So you can imagine just emptiness, nothing around you. Suppose if there's a TV or there's a chair or there's a bed or there is anything, don't visualize any of that. Just sit on the ground and visualize nothing but that, and slowly after that visualize yourself. Visualize that there is nothing, it's emptiness. The same darkness or the same light that you were seeing around you is within you, but there is no, these organs, these things, don't visualize them. Just visualize the blankness, and that helps to detach a lot. And mostly visualizing that there is nothing around you helps the most in detachment. A calm mind's power is a lot more than you are thinking. It's a lot more than you think. I'll tell you a story, a different story, that is, this is a real story. 1940s, in the ashram of Swami Sivananda Saraswati, there was a wildfire in the jungle. And people were panicking. There were 128 people trapped in the ashram. They started panicking. They didn't have time to run away. It had monks, it had kids, and it had women. So the ashram was filled with that, and the wildfire was rapidly coming. It was probably by now just half a kilometer, not even a half kilometer away, very close, and everything was burning. And now Swami Sivananda Saraswati, he went out, like inside the ashram, sat under a tree, and he started chanting the Mahamrityunjay mantra. He sat down, he faced the fire, he looked at the fire, and he started chanting the Mahamrityunjay mantra. And suddenly the fire changed its direction. So now the fire was rapidly coming towards the ashram. Now it suddenly changed its direction and started going around. It changed its flow, it changed its direction. The wind, automatically the entire wind of the mountain changed its direction and it started going backwards. And the ashram was saved. All 127 people were saved. So the power of a calm mind is a lot more than you think. It doesn't just change things within you. If you have a calm mind, you have the power to change your surrounding, everything around you. You have the power to do supernatural things. A calm mind, a mind that knows what it is, a mind that knows calmness, can create supernatural things, can do supernatural things. We just left the body here. We just leave the body here. We don't leave. We are not gone. You are thinking you are this body, but you are not that. You are the ultimate form of pure blissful consciousness, shapeless consciousness. You are Shiva. You are that. So you cannot disappear. You are eternal. You are divine. You can never disappear. You are eternal. You will always stay. Even when this planet finishes, everything finishes, you will still stay because you are the divine. You are the eternal. So a calm mind is a mind that knows and believes in it and thus it is not affected by anything that the people around it says. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Bye bye, all the best. Hope to meet you very soon. Do share your opinions, your thoughts and your stories in the comments so that it becomes easier for me to make videos that will help you more and more. So also do check out my Instagram page for more updates on the latest videos. Bye bye, all the best. Hope to meet you very soon.